All right. All right, sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff together. Okay, so welcome everyone. It is May 10th, which means we have 3 days until relay. So it is officially relay week. I know I'm excited. I hope you all are. We have a lot of information for you tonight. So just bear with us and hold all of your questions until the end, and we will go over all of them at the very end. But I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Leah.
All right, you guys, sorry, my dog is chewing on the table that I'm sitting here with. So I'm like trying to get her to get off the table. But we are excited. Our relay event. So again, our details for this relay is this coming Friday the 13th, from 6 to 10 at Creekside Park. If you're not aware of the location, I know it is kind of in between Randolph County, Davidson County, High Point area. So it is not far from kind of anything. So Creekside Park, there is a sign outside of the park. So we were able to get a sign. It is hanging out outside for us. All right. And things that I do not want you guys to forget. So do not forget your spirit sticks and your team banners. So during our team lap, during the opening ceremony, we will be going through with our team banners and also throughout the evening with your spirit sticks. Stephanie and I will kind of call and kind of see everybody's spirit sticks. We want to kind of judge and kind of see who has the best one. So there may be a prize for that. So just to kind of FYI. So we encourage you as you're walking your laps on Friday evening to carry your spirit stick with you around the track. All right, so to go into our event schedule, so we have everything kind of laid out. I will have this up at the stage with me also, so that if you guys have questions about what's happening, what time something is happening. The big thing is our bank hours. So we are going to have several bank hours from 5 to 6, also from 8 to 9, and then towards the end of the evening from 9:30 to 10. So there will be some bank hours from accounting perspective so that you can turn in money and things like that. Our opening ceremony, depending on our weather, we may have to move our opening ceremony back to 6:30. So we're going to let you guys know more about that probably tomorrow. We have some impeding weather that is coming on Friday. So we are consciously working on a rain plan as we speak. So if that changes, we will let everybody know when opening ceremony may be changing until 6:30, so we can just kind of push everything back. And if that's the case, then I'll kind of revamp our schedule, and so that way you'll have it. So you'll kind of know kind of what's happening in there. So this is our kind of tentative schedule as of now. But if we need to revamp it, we will let you guys know and send out an email with that schedule update. All right. And then also, we are doing a birthday party for our cancer survivors. So the night of relay, we're going to have some snacks. We're going to have some sandwiches, some pasta. We're encouraging all of our survivors to come, wearing their purple shirts. So we're going to celebrate them and have a cancer survivor birthday party. So they will be our tent or our room, depending on our plans. We will have those snacks and refreshments. And so we'll kind of give you guys some more information about that as our plans unfold. All right. And so
I was going to say, I'm going to unshare my screen because I'm bringing up the wheel.
Yes. Had a challenge with our meeting attendance instead of drawings. So our first place team is going to win $100 relay bucks. So Kayla's going to bring up the wheel and we're going to see who our winners are.
All right, so we will draw 3 winners. So the first one will get $100 relay bucks. The second winner will get 75, and the third will get 50. And this will go towards the team total. And it's basically to congratulate you guys and thank you guys for joining the meetings the past few months. So we've been talking about this for a while, so we will spin and get our first winner. Yay!
Congratulations, B Squad.
I'm trying to write it down so I remember to give credit to everybody. All right, so B Squad will get $100 added to their team total. And next is the second winner. So this is for $75.
All right, Connor Snowing, congratulations.
Awesome. So that is our $75 winner. And last but not least, our $50 winner.
A pity.
I mean, y'all are on all the meetings, right? All right, so congratulations to our winners. We will get those rewards incentives posted online probably tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that. And I will go back to the PowerPoint.
All right.
All right, just that I can do this, Leah. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
Just a quick reminder about turning in money. If you have money to turn in, processing donations via check and credit card, the easiest and fastest way to do that is through the fundraising app. If you have questions about using the fundraising app, you can ask me. I'll be happy to help walk you through that. The second fastest way to turn in money is contact me. I'll see if I can get it picked up from you. If you do have cash or anything like that, I'll try and come and pick that up. And then third, which is the slowest option, is mailing in donations. So you can mail those into the P.O. Box in Charlotte. Make sure you specify that it's for Relay for Life of the Triad. And then once that gets processed, it eventually gets sent to me to be put on the website. So just know that that way takes a little bit longer. The last day for the 2022 season, so for any donations to count for the 2022 Relay for Life season, the last day to turn in money for that is June 30th. So if you have money after June 30th, it will simply go to the 2023 season. But if you do want to get things turned in and credited for 2022, just make sure that we have it in date or in hand by June 30th. If you mail it in the week of June 30th, let me know that it's on the way so I know to go ahead and credit it on the website, since I probably will not see that before that date. It usually takes about 2 weeks for us to see mailed in donations show up on our side of things. So just know if you're getting close to that date and you mail it in, just shoot me an email so I know to expect that. All right, and now we're turning it over to what most of you have probably turned in for, and that is Jordan. So I'm gonna stop sharing so Jordan can have the screen and go over all things event logistics. If you guys have questions, just kind of hold those until the end because there's a lot to cover. So I will go ahead and turn it over to Jordan.
Hey, everybody. I think I've got it to where you can see the outside map. I know there's quite a bit of stuff on here, and I'll zoom in a little bit. We're just going to have two logistics talks, one for outside, and then we'll touch on possible inside. We're making plans for both. The park is being very accommodating, but giving us the outside pushed a couple things inside, and now if we want to move inside, we're on top of them. Supposing that we're outside, for those of you who are not familiar with the park, the baseball field here and this parking lot are connected to a rec center. It's a big building with a gymnasium and a bunch of rooms in it. That is all in the back left of the park. So when you're entering the park through the main entrance, you just kind of work your way to the back left. The rec center has a blue roof, and it's the only building out there that has a big blue roof. So it's pretty easy to find. And if you just kind of keep going back and left, you'll run into it. There is a large parking lot just above the baseball field. That will be for loading and unloading. And I've got a map. Let me rotate this thing around for you so it makes sense. So that's vaguely what loading and unloading could look like, drawn by yours truly. So we would have you pull in and kind of circle through and then drop here, and the track is down here. The baseball field is down here. You wouldn't be able to park here if we're outside. That'll be loading and unloading only. These parking spots up here right next to the rec center are going to be used by the parents and the rec center visitors. They have stuff going on. They have after school care and things like that. Parents will need those spaces. So they've given us half the parking lot to use for loading and unloading, and for our handicap accessible parking. There are hundreds and hundreds of parking spaces at this park. It's a little bit of a walk, but you only got to do it the one time. Going back up to this map, let me crank it around again. So this is the comprehensive map. What you see in green here is our track, roughly done. 3 out of the 4 sides of this track are greenway asphalt, hard surface. So this top part is, around here to the right is, and down here is. This part between the 2 baseball fields is grass, but it's smooth, it's flat, it's not muddy usually. And the track itself is within a few feet of what a football field would be. So 4 laps around this is a mile, just like at the football field. I've got a zoomed in version of your campsites, but before we get to that, over here at the bottom, over here at the bottom is the built-in concession stand for the baseball fields. That'll be our bank. To the right of it, we're expecting an ice cream truck to be parked over here. The restrooms are also men's and women's are in this concession stand. Over here on third base is the survivor tent, if you will. For the field itself, the main entrance is over here to the right, and I'm actually going to switch. Did that switch for everybody else? Okay. So stage right here at the main entrance, and then I've marked off 40 spots for teams. Each spot is roughly 12 feet wide, which gives plenty of room for your tents and your people. And we have the silent auction tent roughly over here in the middle. We're staying off of the baseball diamond portion itself where the bases are, because it's kind of made out of dirt and not grass. And I think we are planning on doing our opening ceremony around the bases if we're lucky enough to have it outside. So that'll be nice. So that's the outside plan. A few notes about outside. Parking, loading and unloading. Everybody every year wants to pull up and park right next to the front door, and there can only be one best parking spot. Everyone else is going to have to park somewhere else. We're gonna be pretty strict on keeping people moving and making you drop your stuff and moving it on out. We will have about 15 volunteers specifically to carry stuff to and from the field, because we're not allowed to drive golf carts in this park at all. So instead, I've got a small army of young men and women who are going to carry all your stuff for you. If you are planning on having food at this event that is offered to other people, you cannot sell it, but you can offer it for a suggested donation. Any sold food needs to have the health inspector involved, and the park is really strict about it. So you can't say hot dogs $2. You can say suggested donation $2. And if someone wants to be a real jerk and come and get a hot dog for free because you're giving them away, you're going to have to give a hot dog away. We can't sell it, but I don't think that'll happen. If you want to cook, they are okay with you bringing a grill out there. It cannot be directly under your small 10 by 10 tent. The fire department says that's a no-no, but you can move your grill just outside of your tent. That'll be just fine. Have something on the ground to catch drips and protect the field from oil and stuff like that, cardboard or whatever, be fine. And have a fire extinguisher. The fire department and the Parks and Rec people were both really keyed up on every grill will have a fire extinguisher with it. And as far as setting up your tents, they have irrigation out there, sprinkler system. So no stakes or spikes of any kind when you're setting up your tent. You can't drive stakes into the ground because it'll be our luck. The first one will hit a sprinkler, bust it, and then we'll have 10,000 gallons of water on the field over the next hour. So sandbags, water buckets, tie your tent to your neighbor's tent, whatever you can do there. So that's the hope, is that's what we get. We're all keeping an eye on the weather, and I think the team's going to make a decision tomorrow. If we have to be inside, we're all going to be real flexible. We're going to put on our happy faces and we're going to make do, but it's not going to, it's going to be like it was in past years. So this is a drawing that I made about 5 minutes ago, so forgive me, but we have a gymnasium inside. It is one basketball court in size. That's all it is. So these little marshmallow looking squares are team spaces. They are roughly 10-foot wide spaces. We had some teams request 2 campsites or 3 campsites because they're expecting a large turnout. We're going to do our best to accommodate that, but they're not going to indoors. We just don't have that kind of room. We might be able to give you a slightly bigger campsite than other teams, but it won't be 2 or 3. Over here to our left is roughly where the stage would go. And we've got the track lined out at least 10 feet wide going around the outer edge of the gym walls. Anywhere that says exit needs to be clear, and the track keeps these exits clear. These are actually exits to outside, and they need to remain open at all times. We'll have a silent auction set up in a room just next to the stage. It's connected to the gym, so you can walk from the gym right into silent auction and back. There's a survivor room that will be separate from the gym altogether. It'll be a little bit quieter, and that'll be a nice place for them to go and relax. These bleachers over here are retractable, so they'll be pushed up against the wall. They'll just take up a little bit of room. We should have about 10-foot wide track all the way around, which should accommodate all of our walkers. I think there's a conference room on the bottom right that can be our bank area. So that will probably be where you turn in money. So that's the downside, or what it would look like. So a couple of rules about inside. There are no tents allowed inside. They are being extremely generous and letting us put up tables and chairs on their gym floor. But the metal tents, those legs are they're too scrapey and they'll tear it up. So no tents, but yes to tables and chairs. No generators inside, obviously. We don't want to make everybody get CO2 poisoning. If you still want to try and cook, I think we have space for you to cook outside right next to an exit, so you can come right back in very easily. But I don't know that you'll have much tent coverage, so it'll take a brave soul to stand out in the rain if it's raining and cook. But we can accommodate you as best we can there. Loading and unloading will be similar, kind of a reverse image of that first picture, where you'll just pull right up to the front of the building and drop off. and then immediately peel out of there. And we'll have a little army of volunteers to carry all your stuff. Ideally, you will pull up, the driver of the vehicle will stay with the vehicle. We will unload you and carry your stuff inside, and you will go and park. There are something like 140 parking spaces. Even though we're cutting some of them off for the loading unloading area, there's 140 other parking spaces right there at the building. So if you get there early, that's where you'll get to park. But we won't have time to let people park, unload, go inside, set up, come back and get their car. And also be careful. There are children that do daycare there or after school care, and their parents come and pick them up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:30, even sometimes 6 o'clock. So there will be kids in the area. They're used to running out of the building, running over to mom's car and jumping in while we're pulling trucks and trailers through there. Just keep an eye out on all of that. Otherwise, we can pretty much do the same thing. The Parks and Rec director was extremely kind. They do not allow food and drink in the rec center pretty much at all, or certainly not in the gym. But for us, they're going to make an exception and let us have food and drink in there. And we promised that we will not spill a drop or drop a crumb. And if we do, we'll pick it up right away. He had one very odd caveat that is a deal breaker for them. No red liquid, no red Kool-Aid, no red Gatorade or Powerade, no red squirt stuff that goes in your water. For some reason, a drop of red on this gym floor immediately stains the gym floor because it's something to do with the paint color. It's not a hardwood gym floor, it's some kind of rubber. So if they see somebody holding a red drink, they are going to come chase you down and tell you to throw it away. So if you're a team and you're planning on giving away or selling drinks or whatever, don't even bring red Gatorade, red Powerade. Any other color is fine, apparently. I think I touched on no cooking inside, no generators, no tents. I think that's everything. If we're inside, there are plenty of bathroom facilities. Trash cans are good, stuff like that. And we will mark your campsite with blue painter's tape on the floor as best we can. So just, kind of bear with us and get to know your neighbors. You're going to be a lot closer than you would have been on the field if we have to move inside. I think that's pretty much everything. I'm sure I haven't covered all of it, but if anybody has questions or ideas, I'm open to them. Somebody's asked in the comments, will we have access to electricity? Kind of yes and no. Let me go back to my inside map and I'll show you what I mean. So there is electrical outlets there we go. There's electrical outlets in the gym, but they're all on the exterior wall. So if you wanted to plug something in, you would essentially drape a cord directly across the track. I'll leave that to the committee whether we want to do that. I don't think that we do, but I might be able to give you a corner spot, maybe over here near the exit or over here to the right of the main entrance next to the stage. There's some electricity there that you might be able to get in on that and do what you need to do with the electricity and then hop back out. But we're just gonna have to be pretty flexible.
Jordan, is there a possibility that we can get some kind of pads to cover cords on the track if we do this?
Yeah,
to protect?
I know that those exist. I've never tried to buy one. I'm not sure where to get them from or how much they are, but even those they're raised up. They're still trip impediments to some degree. So I would leave that to the committee to decide whether we want to risk it or not.
We can discuss that and send that information out whenever we say yes or no what plan we're going with, because obviously we're gonna have to make a decision before Friday. So we can just include that in like the information with maps and all of that, because we want to make sure that you guys feel as comfortable as possible, like with what the setup will be. So just be on the lookout for information coming this week with that. I say if we decide that no, we are not able to run power across the track to get to your campsite and you absolutely need power, just let us know, because we might just have to shift some campsites around and that sort of thing. So just let us know if power is needed at your campsite. I know there were a couple of teams that were planning on bringing generators so that we can make those accommodations. You can just email me or email Jordan and we'll make sure that that happens.
Yeah, I'll do everything I can to get you what you need.
Are there differences in the times that teams would be able to come depending on whether we're outside, inside?
Great question. Thank you. If we are inside, they have generously said that we can have access to the gym floor itself kind of somewhat early in the afternoon. And to accommodate that, they're moving all of the children into these side rooms and telling them that it's movie afternoon instead of letting them play in the gym where they usually play every afternoon, which is very kind of them and I feel guilty about. So we don't get access to the gym until the early afternoon, and we will be furiously setting up. I know some teams like to arrive early, even sometimes hours early, because when we're outside, you can set up whenever you want. We're going to have to restrict early arrivals. We really need you not to come super early, because we will only have access to the gym ourselves to set up just a couple hours before the event. You can certainly get there, I think 5 o'clock would be fine. And that still gives you an hour to get set up, unloaded, set up, ready for opening ceremony. But if people showed up 2 or 3 hours in advance, they'd be met with a whole host of little kids running around and basketball practice and volleyball teams and all kinds of other stuff. So don't come too early.
And we can send out that exact time and everything in the email if we end up going inside.
So where is the gym?
It's in the rec center. So once you pull into Creekside, if you drive all the way back, you'll pass the baseball field that we were originally planning on being on. And it's the rec center with the blue top. So you can't miss it. It's really like the only structure other than like a picnic table. So picnic shelter. So you'll definitely see it. Just keep driving towards the back. And we'll have so much signage out there because the park is huge. So just follow the signage to get to the location. It looks like we have a couple questions in the chat box, so we'll hit those first and then we'll kind of open it up. Let's see. Eddie, where will the bank be if we go indoors? I think we covered that. It'll be in a room off the gym. Nancy, will anyone else be selling cheeseburgers? If you are, come off mute. I don't think there is anyone selling cheeseburgers. Claudia, electricity, we got that covered. Joe asked, will we set up our spots facing the track or into the middle?
That is a good question. I'll start sharing again so y'all can see what he's asking. I think it'll be up to the individual teams. Generally, we face the track because we want the walkers to see it, but maybe into the middle in this horseshoe shape maybe is better. I don't know. I would be
concerned about lines. Like if you're having line, didn't mean to interrupt you, Gordon, but that's what my concern would be, having lines out into the track.
Yeah.
As far as instead of in the middle.
Especially since we don't have much room, I think it'd be better facing the inside, and then we can utilize that middle area for more tents or luminary, like we had talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's smart. So we'll just ask everybody to set up facing towards the inside. Good idea.
And then Gary says he has a question. He didn't put it in the chat, so I don't know what his question is.
What do you got, Gary? You're still muted, buddy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Dale has really been struggling with her back and her knees. She's going through physical therapy. So about how far when we park for the committee parking, because I'm going to come before her on Friday because she works till about 5, but I want to kind of bring her down to what our main area is. Approximately how far, because she's struggling with, going up hills and everything. Is it a football field that I would walk her through?
You will drop her off at the front door of the rec center.
Okay.
And there are handicap marked spaces right there. And from your car to the first campsite might be 75 feet. It's real short.
And if that parking is all full, you'll just have to drop her off at the front and then go find a spot and walk. Because parking's kind of spread out throughout the park. So unfortunately, we can't have everybody park right outside the door. So you'll just have to, if you have anyone that isn't able to make the walk from the parking lot to the rec center, if that's where we end up being, you'll just have to drop them off at the door and then go park and then come and meet them. And then if we're on the field, same thing. There's a spot where you can literally pull right up to it, drop them out. They can get to the field and then you can go park.
Thank you, Kayla. That's what I've been doing in a lot of public places because it's better for me to drop her off because I can walk the distance. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you everybody for being so understanding. We're going to make the best of it. If it rains, we're still having relay. We'll just have to modify it.
So I guess the big thing is you'll just email everybody all the definite details once that decision's made. Just make sure you check your emails
and I would say make sure, because I'm probably gonna have to send it out like through the website to make sure that everyone sees it, like participants, like we want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. I'll try and send like team captain information, like just to team captains about maybe like setup, unloading, loading. So check an email that might come from my personal email account, kayla.collins@cancer.org. And then make sure if you get an email like from Relay for Life of the Triad that like's coming from the website, that you check that as well, because that's probably going to have more of like, parking, stuff like that. I'll try to include it in both, but just make sure that if you see an email, any from me, from Relay, whatever, just check it. Because but you can imagine between now and Friday, I'm going to have 800 emails. So just make sure that you are on the lookout for communication. And then of course, if you need us, know that we're here, but I'm going to be inundated with emails, I can already tell. And I will not be at my computer Friday. So just be on the lookout for that information. I would assume it'll probably go out tomorrow, maybe early Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that information. And then if there's any other logistics questions or anything like that, please feel free to come off mute or put them in the chat, because we want to make sure y'all get off this call feeling good with both plans. I have a feeling I know which one we're going to end up having to do, but I'm not talking about it. So we're going to just say a little relay prayer miracle for Friday and pray that this rain goes away. So any other questions as far as logistics? And if
So when
anyone,
did you say you're going to make your final decision? Did you say probably tomorrow?
we're probably going to have to call it tomorrow, just so that the park can let their after school kids know the plan, because they're gonna have to let parents know what the plan is for Friday. So we're probably gonna have to call it tomorrow, depending on when I can get all the information kind of together and out. It could be Thursday, but we should be able to push all that out either tomorrow or Thursday. And if it's Thursday, it'll be early. Yeah, if it's Thursday, it'll be early.
Kind of consolidate and figure out how we can consolidate our stuff down too. So that'll be good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else?
This is Nancy with the Parrot Heads.
Yes.
We probably will not change anything that we're going to do.
Okay.
We'll still sell the cheeseburgers. We'll still bring the grill. We'll set up outside. We do have a generator. If we do we will do the virgin margaritas. We have everything that, you know, already bought and everything. So, but the only thing is if we could get a corner to put a smaller table in the corner, and then we can bring the virgin margaritas over to the table to get donations for.
Yeah, because I would say if you need to run that and we can't get you power and you bring the generator, we could set that up outside and that could be under a tent. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan. It's just the grills that wouldn't necessarily be able to be under the tent, right?
Yeah. So you could either do the generator under a tent outside, or I could probably fit you into a corner at least big enough to where you could have a little table and make your margaritas, and then you could just carry them back across the track.
Yeah.
Right. We were thinking we could just bring like a small card table or something like that to put the blender on.
Yeah,
And,
I think I can do that for you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that's all that I have.
Awesome.
Great.
They're not strawberry margaritas, are they?
No, they're not red.
Thank you.
No,
Just no red.
no red.
Yay.
Kayla,
Yeah, we have another question. Go ahead.
this is Anita. I am in an electric wheelchair. Any problems with that being on that court of
No.
the gym?
I don't think so. It's a pretty sturdy setup, and it's a pretty modern building. I was out there today. You should have no trouble navigating the parking lot or any of the thresholds into the gym. And it should not be any problem at all on the gym floor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And hey, this is Leah. I am picking up 2 lightweight wheelchairs on Thursday, so we will have that as well for anybody that needs, you know, mobility needs or anything like that. So we will have the 2 wheelchairs accessible too on Friday.
Awesome. Thank you, Leah.
Hey, this is Sherry. I have a question about the silent auction.
Yeah.
We just drop off our items the day of relay at the tent or the room?
Yes, just bring them to the designated room that we'll have for silent auction, and let me know which team it is so I can match it up with bid sheets. And we'll work accordingly to get everything set up once we're able to get in and set up everything, if that's where we're going to end up at.
Okay, thank you.
And let me also point out for anybody, if anybody still has any information sheets that they haven't provided to me yet, the deadline was this past Friday, but I'm still taking them. I'm furiously putting bid sheets together, and even more so if we end up inside. I'm not going to have a lot of time to write bid sheets, handwrite them. So please send them to me between now and Thursday morning. After that, I will not have access.
And just another PSA, if you are on this call and planning to set up a campsite and have not received a campsite number or turned in your campsite application, please send that to me like in a minute, like 1 minute, like I need it tonight. Especially with us kind of having to map out campsites, like both indoor and outdoor, because we're trying to get all that kind of squared away. I think everybody on here has, but if you are planning to set up at Relay and you, 1, have not received a campsite number, and 2, have not done the campsite application and sent it into someone and received confirmation that we have it, please get that to us like tonight. So that we can make sure we have enough spaces, especially with having to possibly move inside, because it's going to be a little bit more intimate than the baseball field. So just keep that in mind as well. Any other questions?
Kayla, this is
Yes.
Claudia. I do have one.
Okay.
I was gonna do the tacos. So will
Okay.
I be able to have those candles, like those warmers, to keep the food warm?
Jordan, that might be a question for you.
That's a really good question. I did not ask directly about that, but in looking, when I met with the parks director today and looking at my notes, I have written no cooking, no heat sources, but I don't know that he thought about that. Are we talking like the small little metal canister with a
Yeah,
little bit of oil in it?
Steno, yeah,
Yes.
Like the
stenos.
steno. I will find out and let Kayla know, and Kayla, can you then send it to her?
Because the only way that I can keep them warm is with those those aluminum trays with the candles or with crock pots, but I would need electricity.
Okay, I will find out and let you know.
Yeah, we'll figure out from the park, Claudia, and I'll let you know once we have an answer from them, but we'll figure out a solution for that. So don't worry, we'll get you covered one way or the
Thank
other.
you.
We'll either get you electricity or we'll get the little burners approved.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
You got something to say, Teresa?
No, I was just thinking about like the pasta too, but I won't be in the gym. I don't know if that will be an issue in that other room, but we can talk about that later.
Okay. Anyone else with questions?
Kayla, y'all might have covered this before I came in because I was late because of work. But if we are inside, are we still going to do the actual tents? Like, are we bringing our tents or no? Okay, that's what I
No.
figured, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, typically we would say, yeah, the gym's a little bit smaller though. So just for spacing purposes, just to give us a little bit more space, we won't do tents. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah. Good question though. Anyone else? Okay, I have like 2 other things to go over and that's it. And then we'll wrap up the team meeting. So if you think of any questions between now and the very end, throw them in the chat or we'll, kind of open it up one last time before we go. But I will share my screen really quick and okay, we already did questions. So one thing I want you guys to kind of put on your radar. So we are excited to partner with the High Point Rockers in June. So on Saturday, June 4th, we are doing a fundraising night at the High Point Rockers baseball stadium. And you can scan the QR code to purchase tickets. If you purchase from that link, a percentage of ticket sales from the link will be donated back to Relay for Life. I think tickets are like $10 and we end up getting like $4 of every ticket. So like the percentage that we're getting back is really great. So if you're looking for something really fun to do in June and still kind of being plugged into Relay, then definitely come out and join us. It's a Saturday night at 6:35. So we're really excited to kind of do this. We'll all kind of be in the same section. So we won't necessarily be like in rows together, but we'll all kind of be in the same section. So make sure if there's someone that you want to have a seat beside and like a ticket beside, that you purchase tickets together so that your seats can be together. If not, they'll just kind of be in that general section. So I know I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to like share with family and friends, bring your family out. It's definitely a family friendly event. So I'm really excited to do something different and bring a different opportunity to our supporters and everything. So just a fun night for us to kind of get out and celebrate. So just put that on your radar. We'll be sharing out this information too as we get closer. And then also put this on your radar. So we are going to be having a wrap up cookout to kind of celebrate Relay and celebrate how great this season's going to be, regardless of if we're ending with an event inside or outside. So put that on your calendar for Tuesday, July 12th. That's the second Tuesday in July at 6 p.m. Location is TBA. We're hoping to be at a park somewhere and be able to do like some hot dogs or something just for you guys to come out. And we want to celebrate you and thank you for all of your hard work this year. And just kind of do some awards and highlight some of our top supporters and fundraisers. So just make sure that that is on your calendar as well. We'll obviously send out more information, but we'd love to see a big crowd at wrap up. So really excited for that as well. And that is it. So I'm going to stop sharing and open it up one last time for any questions.
I think we have a couple in the chat. So
Okay.
CJ asked about luminaries inside.
Okay, so luminaries will still take place inside. We will have those lined around the track just like they would be outside. We light those with glow sticks, so no flames or anything there. With torches, we'll probably have to light torches inside by glow stick instead of by fire. So those will look a little different, but it's still going to be the same message and representation of our loved ones. So nothing really will change with luminaries. Same kind of setup. It'll be around the track. So everything will go on as normal for that. And then the other one, Stephanie said, on a positive note, the percentage of the storm has gone down 10% since this morning. So I like the positivity. Let's hope it goes down another like 80% by tomorrow when we have to call it. So let's just all say a little prayer and ask for a relay miracle tonight. Because I know I want to have this thing outside, but it's going to be great no matter what. And I'm excited to see everyone there and us be able to celebrate in person. I mean, think about how grateful we are from where we were 2 years ago and a year ago. I mean, at least it's not 90 degrees. So things could be worse, right? If we go outside to use canned goods to hold them down. For luminaries, if you do want to bring canned goods to donate them, we can use them inside of luminaries. We haven't pushed it as much this year because we haven't had a good place for storage since our office closed. But we have wooden blocks that will hold those down. So we won't be messing with sand or anything like that. But if you want to come and donate cans, then we can use those for luminaries and definitely donate those back to a food pantry in the community. So great question. Any other question before we wrap up? Okay, if you think of one between now and then, just let me know. Just know I might be a little delayed getting back to you, but I promise I will get back to you. And just be on the lookout for email communication with our kind of decision of game plan and how we're going to move forward for Friday. So we're working hard to get everything in place. So just thank you for being flexible with us and being excited along with us. It's going to be a great night regardless. And know that we're here if you have any questions, because we're navigating a new venue altogether. So it's going to be great. And if you are on the committee, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. We'll get started like right at 7. So go ahead and hop on the committee link and we'll get started right at 7. But I'll give you guys a little break and give this recording time to download onto my computer. But thank you all for joining us, and just be on the lookout for more communication about game plan for Friday. But thank you all, and we will see you Friday.
See you Friday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.